Welcome back to our series about on-page SEO. I'm your host, Kevin Fairbanks, and in this Tools of the Trade lesson, we are going to review Google Analytics. Before we get started, I want to remind you that you have the RankDaddy community and the team at SEO Outsource here to help you. Diving into the technical side of SEO is not for everyone. Having great partners is key to your success. There's two tools available from Google. Both of them are free and provide you such valuable data and insight to your website, how it's performing, how your users are interacting with it, areas to improve for SEO, any issues that the search has with your website, how often was it crawled, how to submit sitemaps to it, all kinds of important, valuable data to help you in your SEO efforts. And the sheer fact that it's free, I don't understand why more people are not using it. So the first tool I want to talk about is Google Analytics. Now this is going to give you a deeper understanding of your website visitors. Who's coming to your website, how they got there, how much time they're spending on the page, which pages they're going to, all kinds of data. And you can sign up for this by simply going to google.com/analytics. So I'm already signed up for it, and I'm going to walk you through a quick account that I have showing you some data. So here is an account. Let me get that off of there. When you first log in, you get this quick snapshot of how many users have been on your site, how many sessions, what the bounce rate is, how long they're staying, what times a day they're coming to your site. Is there anybody actively on the website right now? Now, this data that comes in here is usually a couple days behind because they need time to analyze it and process it. They'll give you some information, but to get the full, up-to-date data, you want to look 3 days in the past. So you can see things like what country did they come from, how did they get to your website, what kind of device are they using, desktop, mobile. You can break it down even further. This is just a quick summary snapshot. Where the value comes in is over on these little tabs. The real time shows you who's currently on your site, how they got there. It's one way that you can test to make sure, some of your marketing campaigns are working, making sure that the website itself is working. So I like to look at the audience and see who's coming to a website, especially if you're working with somebody who is trying to target, do some advertising where they're targeting specific people. You want to kind of mimic those users who are coming in and doing exactly what you want them to do. Now, this website that I'm analyzing is not really a used website anymore, so the traffic on it is very poor. And I'm honestly in the process of eliminating this website altogether. I'm moving what valuable content is left on there to another site. But, you can look at, who the people are. As long as you have demographics enabled, looks like we might not have it set up on this site. But it'll tell you, for the majority. It won't show everybody because the person actually has to agree to share that data with Google as well. But, our interests, where in the world are they, the language they speak, have they been to your site before, how often, what kind of stuff are they engaging in, what are they on, what browser are they using, what operating system, so Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Windows, iOS, Linux, Android, Mac, what kind of network are they coming from? Who's their internet provider? So you can drill down and get a lot of particulars and statistics. But what I like to pull out of here, and you'll see us do it in the audit, is you can go under acquisitions, all traffic, show me source and medium. You can see where your traffic's coming from. Now, if I switch this over just to medium, it'll show me all of my organic traffic. For out of 15 visits in the time period, we're looking at the last 6 days. 6 of them came from organic search. 5 of them were not identified or none. And 4 of them were referrals from other sites. So if we look at a larger time period, so let's look at all of last year. Whoop. And I want to go through December 31st. As you can see, the site was very active and then dropped out in May. Couple spikes here and there, but the traffic literally dropped. You know, there's a big drop right here, and I think that's kind of when we stopped posting on a regular basis, stopped doing things. Now you can mark different events within this timeline, so they'll show up. And one thing that you can get in the habit of is marking like known search algorithm changes, so that boom, if you see a drop in traffic like that, you know if you're penalized. But if it's around the same time that there was an algorithm change or something else, you know, as you can see, referral traffic is greater than organic search traffic, you know, for this particular site, which I believe because we really haven't optimized anything on it. One thing I do like in here too, and you know, Google Analytics, you can export any of these reports. You can create some custom reports, and you can set them up so that they automatically email out. So if you had like a summary report you created, and you could send it to your client on a regular basis. So you can also look in here, you know, site content, see what pages people are landing on, what pages people are leaving on. One other area I like to look at in here is underneath the audience tab is this user flow. This will show you how people navigate around your site. It gets interesting sometimes, you know, you can set the first thing to be whatever you want. By default, it's set to country. So people in the United States, you know, this many of them go and hit the home page versus tags or a specific individual page, 404. From there, from the 404 page, as you can see, somebody else came out here to the home page. You know, and you can kind of follow their flow and see how people are navigating through your site. Now, adding accounts within here is pretty simple. You go to the admin. You know, you can have multiple account groups. These are the parent groups, and then you can have properties under it. Usually you're limited to so many properties, but it's a matter of just clicking. See, it's 50 properties underneath one group. So, and I believe you're limited on the groups as well. Yeah, you can have 100 accounts. So, you know, I tend to group them by client name or a larger client I have who has multiple clients underneath him. We tend to group it by the year so that, you know, we're making up, you know, 2018, here's all the clients that we launched under 2018. So, and then you can have multiple views. So, you know, if you wanted a mobile view, an app view, a website view, you can have all of that. But the settings are all in there pretty easy. You just go through and create the property. Highly recommend you get this set up for your client sites. Some of them will already have Google Analytics implemented on their site, and what you'll want to do is have them add you to it, and that can be done by the user management piece. You can go in and assign specific users to have access to it, and that allows you to see all of the historical data. If you start fresh with a new account on their domain, you won't get any of that historical data. And that's what you kind of want to analyze in some of your SEO stuff. We just went over a brief overview of Google Analytics. If you're feeling overwhelmed or thinking this is not for you, remember, you have a full team of SEO specialists here to help you. You can partner with SEO Outsource and have the on-page SEO work done for you. That wraps up our video overview of Google Analytics. In our next video, we will review the Google Search Console. At any point throughout these trainings, if you have any questions, please post them to the Facebook group. The Rank Daddy community would love to help you figure it out.